Hello everyone, my name is Arya Ajay Gursarkar and I am a legal intern at Lexan Company and a student of 4th year BA LLB at GR Kari College of Law, Margao, Goa, under the Goa University. Today I am going to be talking about the topic of civil society initiatives for enforcing human rights. And the purpose of making this video is to spread awareness about the initiatives that are taken by various societies for enforcement of fundamental rights. So, the collective mandate of civil society institutions is to improve the human rights situation in the country and in conducting investigation and recommending remedies in individual cases. The results of their investigation should be open to public scrutiny, especially to civil society groups who work on similar mandates. The national human rights institutions are mandated to combat impunity by state organs. Therefore, it is important that such institutions should be judged on how they implement their goals and perform to deliver their overall objectives. The Paris Principle also requires that the national human rights institutions have a responsibility to ensure that national legislation is in harmony with international human rights instruments, and these institutions should encourage ratification of instruments and ensure their effective implementation. Similarly, they have a critical role in reporting process either through contributing to the preparation of state party reports or where necessary expressing independent opinions. There have been several criticisms that these national human rights institutions in India have been operating as state agencies rather than providing an independent view. One criticism has been that such institutions are completely staffed by the government and retired government or judicial officers, making the institutions suffer from the same delays and anomalies as agencies of the criminal justice system. There have been reports that investigations have been biased and too much of dependence on state responses, which has been a major reason for denial for justice, making the complaints look for alternative mechanisms within the community, such as traditional justice mechanisms like village panchayat, khap panchayat, and those set up by civil society such as the People's Tribunal. So, the People's Tribunal and public hearing, they are contribution to human rights. When justice seems elusive through institutional methods, civil society addresses the issue using different strategies. Advocacy and public hearing are two such methods adopted often by civil society. A public hearing is a forum where witnesses, victims, and those affected by the socio-economic and political issues provide testimony to an independent panel, mostly outsiders who have no political agenda on the issue. The public hearing or People's Tribunal creates greater awareness on this issue. The hearings are documented and sent to various government institutions for their response. The public hearings or tribunals, they create a form of specific human rights issue. They create a forum for this specific human rights issue, influence public disclosure on a specific issue, alert the national and international communities to the nature of the problem faced by the people where a particular right is being denied, promote the rights of groups through greater advocacy efforts. For instance, in 2007, over 40 organizations, including community-based organizations, researchers, trade unionists, and activists mobilized their networks to form the Independent People's Tribunal on the World Bank Group in India and recorded testimonies of affected communities. Hundreds of students volunteered their time to make the tribunal happen, and over 700 people attended the 4-day program. This was the first People's Tribunal in India that brought together a broad spectrum of society to look at the damage caused by the World Bank to the country as a whole. Affected communities and concerned groups presented testimonies over 4 days in order to share experiences and to inject a sense of responsibility for people's rights into the discourse about the bank. So, from the above discussions, it is evident that there are several institutions that are mandated to protect human rights of specific vulnerable groups in the country. However, sustained and long-term advocacy efforts undertaken by human rights NGOs and human rights defenders provide an impetus to the protection of human rights and attempts to bring justice to the victims. Also, sometimes institutions that are mandated to uphold these human rights functions are under external pressures and they are not able to deliver justice fairly. The effective and efficient functioning of national human rights institutions, which are bodies that oversee human rights and build accountability in society, is dependent on a vibrant and responsive civil society. Please do like, share, subscribe and comment on my video, and do like and subscribe our channel LexClick Make sure to press the bell icon to get notifications when we post a video. Also, please give the feedback on this video and previous videos which you can see on this YouTube channel. Also, if you have any questions related to this video or any previous videos, please post it in the comment section below. I will reply as soon as possible. Lastly, this video doesn't solicit any type of promotion or advertisement as per the guidelines of Bar Council of India, and the sole purpose of making this video is for educational purposes only. Thank you.